Alright, so I'm doing this again where I'm just experimenting. I'm just turning on the camera, and I don't have anything in mind to talk about in this moment. I look like hell, dude. That's okay. And I don't know. I mean, well, I can kind of review. Did I watch anything today? Not really. I don't think so. Yeah. Like I watched some stuff on the, and then I think, wow, I could really expand on this. My own personal experience can expand on some of these topics, like this topic or that topic. But then I just realized, like, well, why would I do? I mean, if there was really like some evidence that it would do something, then I might, but there is none, right? So then I think, well, forget it then. Just forget it. Like, who fucking cares? Anyhow, so I've been working a lot. So, I could talk about work. That's another one. Work is, I've already gone over that. How it doesn't make any sense, But whatever. People just keep doing it anyways all day. They just gotta go to work. Alright. I guess. Bills, gotta pay the bills, right? We all are in debt, right? We're all in debt. We all got to pay for stuff because we're in debt, I don't know either. I mean, hey, this is just where we live. This is the systematization of reality in which we exist. Anyhow, yeah, no, I mean, whatever. I might eventually get back to my storyboard. Yeah. I might eventually get back to that. I would like to write a book about it. I would like to write a book. And it's not going to be based on a true story, and I'm going to use the real names of people and all this and that. It won't. It's not going to. Well, I might put it as based on a true story. But it's not going to have people's names. Nobody's going to know who I'm talking about or anything. And I would like to even. I would really like to do a movie on it. Is what I would really like to do. I'm telling you, it would be a. I think if you get the right director, like a David Lynch or somebody like that, it would be a blockbuster. It would be a good movie. I really would. So I'd like to do a movie, and so that's the storyboard, I think my channel is called Storyboard. And so I've got playlists where I try to explain this. One of the good things about that playlist is I actually have audio. Like if I want to do a book, I can use the playlist and go back and kind of use the storyboard. It's a digital storyboard. It's a digital online storyboard. So it's always there. And if I want to continue working on it and actually write a book and or make a movie, I've got the storyboard, to flesh it all out. But anyways, I know when I did the video yesterday, I talked about how like nothing surprises me. Nothing surprises me. But the thing is what I realized, what I'm referencing is the narrative. The narrative never surprises me. Like whatever the narrative is, whether it's, we have a pandemic of some kind, like the AIDS pandemic or the drugs pandemic, the flu pandemic, all these pandemics. There's just pandemics, lung cancer pandemic with nicotine and cigarette, all these pandemics. Like, and people just get all freaked out about these announced pandemics that are happening. There's this pandemic thing happening in the world. The baby's body parts are flying all over. That's what I'm saying when I'm saying, like, nothing surprises me. And I use the 2019 lockdowns as an example. Like that, I saw that shit coming years ago. I changed my life like 3 years prior because I knew that shit was coming. I didn't know exactly what form it was going to take, but it was loosely that type of idea of lockdown, martial law, blah 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 kind of thing. And I intuitively knew that it was going to happen, and so I left my career. I changed my entire life to address the probability that there's going to be something like what happened in 2019 and 2020. The probability that was going to happen. And so I just, and everybody thought I was crazy. All my friends, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're leaving your career, you're leaving your community, you're what are you doing? You must be crazy." He's like, "Well, I guess call me crazy. I don't know. You can call me crazy, Then it happened, and I'm so glad I wasn't, like in a city and stuff when all that happened, like, because I'm telling you the horror stories of these cities. Anyways, whatever. But yeah, like these big hyped up hysterical stories of how some terrible thing is happening, like massive freak out and shit, like I'm just like, whatever, dude. I've heard it. It's, the story cry wolf, never cry wolf. I guess because I'm 50, people at my age, you've seen all this cry wolf shit over and over and over. And it's a part of life, it just but as far as like, I have been shocked by stuff, and this thing I'm storyboarding, dude, that thing blew my mind, but it had nothing to do with some big narrative. It was like, it was an event that took place in my life, like, and so while everybody's talking about this big, hysteria, there's a big thing, this totally insane thing was going on with me that had nothing to do with it. And I mean it was crazy, witchcraft, demon possession, fucking witch cult, total fucking like corruption, murder, a corruption at the highest levels of that local government. And it was all like one big giant, like, what the fuck? Like, it was totally insane. Fucking arson, everything. Like, and it all just happened like boom, boom, boom. Like, it was just going off, man. It was just, and, but everybody's talking about, everybody's talking about the narrative. Oh, the narrative is this and the narrative is that. The narrative is the narrative, and oh, everybody freak out. And that didn't surprise me at all, because I've seen that all the time. You see it every few years. There's some hysteria, and it's just like, fucking, oh, here we go again, more hysteria, bullshit, some big narrative, But what happened to me was nobody could even believe it. No one could believe what happened. And that was shocking, dude. Like, that was fucking crazy shit, bro. So when I say that nothing shocks me, I'm talking about when it comes to the narrative, like whatever the narrative is on BitChute or Rumble or Odyssey or YouTube or like mainstream media or social media. All these narratives on mainstream media, social media, new tech media, alt tech media, none of that ever surprise. It's always just bullshit. I'm just like, oh God, here we go again. Some stupid bullshit, right? So I'm never shocked by that. Like, it's like, yep, saw that coming, This storyboard thing was one thing though that I did not see that coming at all. Like having a close encounter with a psychopath, you don't see that shit coming normally. You don't. It's really it's an experience. It's a great experience. There's a lot to learn in those kind of experiences. They may not be pleasant in the moment, and they might actually be very fucking like painful. But you can learn so much from them, So that's what I've been trying to do. It's not easy, but trying to learn from, like the biggest one was back in 2022, October of 2022. And it almost seems like every 7 years something goes off, There's like a pattern of some sort. But then patterns become more complex because once I feel like I've identified a pattern like that, then I'll realize, oh shit, even though I see that pattern every 3 years, there's something else that's like crazy. So is it 3 or 7, or how do you anticipate these things happening? It's not as simple as just, okay, every 7 years I'm going to put my seatbelt on, because there's another pattern within that pattern. It's like every 3 years or something. It's like, well, then you start looking at it closer, and it's like, well, about every year there's some this or that, and it's like, fuck it. I've survived this long. I don't know. But anyhow, yeah. So I think I did watch No, I didn't watch Richie from Boston today. I'm sure. Let's look just for fun. Let's see what's going on BitChute here. Let's see what's happening on BitChute. So we're in popular. Why Doctor Who will remain super woke? Huh. Whatever. What's this one? When you make history for the wrong reason, yeah. Finally, some justice. Oh, I've seen that video. That's old. Only in California, man. An eyewitness news viewer captured the wild moments when a driver did donuts. I don't know. Whatever. Johnson & Johnson responds to Project Veritas. The most dangerous food for the heart is not what you think it is, of course. They lied. Alex Jones. Yeah, alright, yeah. It just never ends, right? Ain't shit going on, Well, let's try trending. Let's see what's going on in trending. X22 report at the top as usual. Yeah, this is all this shit. The majority of all this shit was there. Oh, look at Trump. Trust the plan. Oh my gosh, Trump and the kosher crew are compromised. Maybe so and maybe not, Israel and Trump's war plan, maybe so and maybe not. Our war with China, maybe so and maybe not. Mark Dysek, like that video is 2 days old and it's in trending. What the hell, dude? McDonald's worker throws a batch of hot fries at customer. Yeah, I saw that already. The perfect pint, who cares? Something very bizarre about what's happening to these people in Hollywood. I might watch that. It might be entertaining. Lisa Haven, never watched that. Breitbart, a howl heard across history. Dire wolves revived through science. Yeah, I'm sure. Whatever. Prince Andrew accuser. That's an old video. That video is like 2 days old. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Anyways, whatever. So, yeah, there's nothing, dude. And BitChute is a microcosm of YouTube. So if you want to know what's going on YouTube, well, YouTube is such a massive sea of shit that if you want to figure out what's you know the goings on YouTube, just go to the microcosm of YouTube, which is BitChute. And BitChute is a massive shit show, so that's about what you get, you know. So whatever, man. Anyways, that's all I got for today. See you, boys.